What's up guys, Joey here, Fugadec, and today we're taking a look at two new curvy smartphones, the new Huawei Mate 30 Pro and the new Vivo Nex 3. It almost feels like these two phones were made to be compared with each other, but obviously the Mate 30 Pro has a few advantages from the onset. But the Nex 3 still does have a few tricks up its sleeves, so let's check them out in this comparison review. Now before we begin, I'm gonna disclose that both these phones we have are the 4G only versions, not their respective 5G versions. However, this does not really affect the other aspects we're gonna talk about. Starting with design, from the get-go, the Nex 3 is the bigger phone between the two with a screen size of 6.89 inches, as opposed to the Mate 30 Pro's 6.53-inch screen. Despite their same exact battery size, the Mate 30 Pro does feel a tad thinner than the Nex 3. Of course, both phones have really nice curved displays that allow for the removal of the volume buttons. In the case of the Nex 3, it now has capacitive buttons for both volume up, volume down, and the power button. And for the Mate 30 Pro, it still does have that signature red power button on the right side, but for volume, you can double tap on either side of the phone to bring up a volume slider on screen, though you can just slide on the side of the screen to make the corresponding adjustment. But the Nex 3 actually still does have a physical power button on top, which is nice to have just in case your capacitive power button doesn't work. Also found on top for the Nex 3 are the noise-cancelling microphone, pop-up selfie camera, and headphone jack. The Mate 30 Pro does not have a headphone jack on top, but it does have an IR blaster alongside its noise-cancelling microphone. At the bottom, both phones keep their SIM card trays, USB-C ports, main microphones, and bottom-firing loudspeakers. In terms of overall look, the Nex 3 does have a little bit more appeal because of its notchless display, but it also takes some wins in functionality because of the headphone jack and failsafe because of having a secondary power button. But in terms of feel in the hands, the Mate 30 Pro does feel a little bit sleeker and easier to handle due to its smaller size. Checking out the displays, the Mate 30 Pro has a 6.53-inch OLED screen with a resolution 2400 by 1176, while the Nex 3 has a 6.89-inch POLED screen with a resolution of 2256 by 1080. Both displays support HDR10, but the Mate 30 Pro also has support for the DCI-P3 color space. Both displays have virtually no side bezels as they curve extremely towards the edges, while the Nex 3 has a very thin top bezel as the Mate 30 Pro doesn't have this luxury as it has a wide notch. That you can turn off in the settings if need be. Still, the experience on both displays is really nice. They're both sharp with the Mate 30 Pro screen slightly sharper with the marginally higher resolution and smaller screen size, and it also appears to have better colors and contrast, but only by a little bit. Despite having a wide notch, I feel compelled to give display advantage to the Mate 30 Pro, but the Nex 3 is definitely very good behind. They're both really nice displays either way. Quickly on audio, the Mate 30 Pro provides a much better listening experience than the Nex 3. It has a stereo setup using the magnifier speaker plus the earpiece, and it gets loud, has clear saturation, depth, and there's even a control bass. The Nex 3 speaker doesn't even have a sound that feels like it's missing something. However, the Nex 3 does have a Wi-Fi jack built in its headphone jack, so wire features are in for a better experience. Now going back to display, underneath both screens are fingerprint scanners, both of which work very fast. The same goes for face unlock, but do remember that the Nex 3's front camera is the top first and more than 90 pixels. Also, the Mate 30 Pro works in almost any environment, even when being lit. So for biometric security, the Mate 30 Pro is definitely faster. This leads us to the influence that provide these speeds. The Mate 30 Pro is powered by Huawei's latest security technology, while the Nex 3 has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus, both of which are 7nm chipsets. Our Mate 30 Pro has 8GB of RAM, plus 256GB of UFS 3.0 storage, while our Nex 3 also has 8GB of RAM, plus 1.8GB of UFS 3.0 storage. Taking a look at these benchmark scores, the Nex 3 certainly has the advantage in most of the numbers, as expected from the Snapdragon 855 Plus. But that's not to say that the Kirin 990 is inherently weak though, as its scores are pretty close. Where the Mate 30 Pro does have have an advantage though is in the read and write speeds of its internal storage. While the difference is negligible in terms of app speeds, having faster read speeds does contribute to overall system snappiness as well as multitasking, so for these fronts, the Mate 30 Pro has the advantage. And since we're talking about apps already, let's move on to software. The Mate 30 Pro is running EMUI 10, which is based on Android 10, while the next 3 runs on FunTouch OS based on Android 9 Pie. Now, as far as the skins go, the main difference here is basically just the interface and the user experience. FunTouch OS is supposed to be simpler and more intuitive, while EMUI is more feature-packed and work over play. But this is the Mate 30 Pro we're talking about, so the biggest hit it takes for software compared to the next 3 is of course, Google Apps and Services. Yes, there definitely is a way to sideload the Google Play Store and Google Services onto the Mate 30 Pro, but the fact remains. The next 3 has these natively, and there's almost no chance of them going away, unlike with Huawei. Yes, you can get Google, but it's a band-aid solution at most. And with the ongoing trade ban, the future is uncertain, and this is just the present. For battery, the Mate 30 Pro comes with a 4,500 mAh battery with support
Kerap nang ជំរាបសួរបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមស្វាគមន៍មកកាន់